I'm ready.
I didn't know
Yep.
if okay, awesome. Here we go. We're live. Hello, everyone. It is your crypto kitty, Lacey London, today, and we are doing an Ask Me Anything today with Tease Crypto with the beautiful Selah Rain. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much, Lacey. And thank you so much, you guys, for inviting me on to do this AMA today. This is awesome. I'm super excited about it. And I cannot wait to hear what kind of questions you have for me.
We have a bunch. We're excited for you to be on here. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to our fans. So go ahead and give them just a little rundown about you, what you like to do, that whole thing.
Oh, gosh. I have been in this industry for a long time. I am pushing in April, actually, it was 15 years for me. Um, this has kind of been my life since I was a older legal teenager. But I really enjoy videography, photography, audio engineering. And so it just kind of fit for me. And I was extremely blessed to have a very dear friend who, Jonathan Jordan, as a matter of fact, who introduced me. I knew, look, I mean, we're in the industry. I knew how to do everything I needed to do, but
Right.
I didn't know how to do things that I was supposed to do. And that was know how to run my own business. And so that's what I love doing. I love production. I love putting on an actual production. And that's become like really my hobby at this point. It's just, I have 13 websites. So I just like to put a full production, like the old school bow chicka wow wow productions. That's my thing. So that's me in a nutshell and my hobby. And really, besides that, I live on an 18-acre ranch and that consumes the other half of my time.
I love it. You are like multifaceted. I'm into it. Ranch life, but I also have 13 websites. Okay, so you said Bound Chicka Wow Wow. What is that, like more 80s neon color themed porn? What is it exactly that you're shooting?
So I like so my thing is I like these storylines. I like when there's a lot of acting in the films, and that kind of happened when this industry, when porn first started taking off. That was really what it was about. There was a lot of acting and like actually a small portion of sex in it, and
Very true.
now it is a lot of sex and a small portion of acting. And so probably I would say probably the late 90s is when that kind of converted over. And so I personally enjoy the acting part of it, especially because it goes from like, oh, the housewife and the plumber, and then next the housewife's a little slutty, she comes out in like a negligee or something, and it just kind of converts. And that to me is what is erotic about it. I love erotic porn, and it's important to me because I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like it people say, oh, it ruins marriages. But to me, that type of porn builds marriages. It teaches people how to be erotic and sexual and sensual again. So,
I totally agree. I think that oftentimes porn gets a bad rep of giving unrealistic
yes.
standards, but I also think it gives people a chance to try new things and see new things and see how to do new things
Yes.
in a safer manner. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. And that's exactly what I mean. You are right on point with that. People are afraid to explore and venture out. They're afraid of what somebody's going to think of them, their significant other. But for me, it's like, screw it, go for it. Like your significant other probably wants the same stuff you do. They're just afraid to say it too. So somebody's got to jump the boat, be the first one.
Yeah, definitely trying something new is kind of what makes Pornhub that big thing, you know? Okay, I'm going to try something in which I've never done before. And I think in general, I love that you say that you like the cinematic part of it all, right? Because I think that that is coming back into porn. Have you noticed that more companies like putting a storyline on it?
Yes, and that really even and like we were joking about the gangbangs, but seriously, even those have like an awesome storyline to them. And I have some friends that are independents like myself, and we've really kind of made it a point to drag that storyline back into it. And I noticed, everybody kind of rolls with the masses. But
Yes.
I think that sometimes some of us, like you said, have to step out of the box for the masses to see, oh, wait. we got lost somewhere and go back to what this is all really about.
Yes, I totally agree. Well, let's get down to some of the questions. The first five
Oh,
questions,
yes.
I'm excited. The first five questions are going to be the formatted of the Tease team. So the team came up with some questions for you. And then the last five questions are going to be from the fans themselves that they have to ask you from their own mouths. And then we will do the winner's question at the end. Okay?
Okay, awesome. I'm an open book, so let's hit it.
I love it. I love it. All right. So you kind of answered the first one, which was what initially drew you to the modeling industry?
Honestly, that is one of my passions. But the crazy thing is, like a lot of the girls in this industry, I was a dancer and I was putting my way through medical school. And I approached by a couple of people who were like, "Oh, you're so pretty. We have this website. We'd love to put you on it. And we're going to take you out to an island on a boat." And me, being 18 years old, was like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm going to go with two strange guys I don't know and a camera to an island in the middle of nowhere."
Every adult
But
girl has
it
been through
ended
that.
up being, yes, exactly. Don't lie, you have. But for
Yes.
me, that was probably like one of the best experiences of my life because I realized how much money they made. And I was like, I think for me that was an enlightening moment because I always considered myself just an average everyday girl, really not that pretty, but that kind of made me think, what? Everybody's beautiful. I'm beautiful, so why can't I just do it? And that was it. I jumped in head first.
And I think I always talk about this. The motto for like when I worked in a strip club for one day, because obviously I have no rhythm. One of the girls told me there's a guy for every girl, right? So even if you may not look like every other girl, there's someone for you. So it's kind of interesting that you said that because I always tell that to girls who are like very insecure about if they what they look like in the competition out there and things like that. Like there's gonna be a guy for you.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's a perfect example. Plus, somebody turns 18 every day. Like I started off being cute and like all perfect and like that was me. Like I played the daughter or the whatever in the scenes and now I'm a mom. So, I've graduated to the MILF after 15 years. But you're right. It's like as I've graduated, so is my fan base. So you're right. I mean, there's something for everybody. So don't ever be afraid to just jump out there and be you.
Yes, be you. All right. Question two. What would you say, or like words of advice to anyone who's trying to monetize their content or create a brand or just create an actual fan base and community within the adult industry?
Um, my biggest piece of advice to anybody, and I probably get this question 1,000 times a day across my social medias, is don't put everything in one box. Do not be afraid to learn how to use a camera. Don't be afraid to learn how to edit. Don't be afraid to learn how to do audio engineering. Um, do fetish. I mean, not everybody's into anal gangbang, all of that. That's okay, but do girl, do if you're gonna take the initiative to be in this industry, take the initiative to explore it and take advantage of every single avenue you can to monetize on it because people want to pay to see you. So let them pay to see you in every facet. If they want to see your painted toenails, give it to them. You know, I mean, that's just how I feel about it. If they want to see you oil yourself up in the bathtub or shake your ass in a bubble bath, do it. I mean, give them what they want because they're the ones that are watching and paying for it. Take advantage of that.
Definitely. The niche market is how we make a lot of our money. They come there to see something in specific about
Mhm.
us. And I say that for the OnlyFans. It's like there's so many OnlyFans
Right.
girls, and I always get that question like, do you lose followers because there's so many OnlyFans girls coming on board? And I'm like, no, because we all are different. All of us contribute something different to the
Yeah.
table. So always be the niche market is it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So, question three, do you hold any crypto?
Okay. So that's I do. I actually do.
Mm, okay,
I
what
have
type do you hold?
Bitcoin. Um, there's a crazy story to that Bitcoin. Needless to say, um, it was kind of thrown on me, and I was like, "What is this?" You know what I mean? And it came around the same. And I'll tell you, I'm new, but growing quick with cryptocurrency, and so I had a terrible incident that happened to me back when and I'm not political one way or the other. I love everybody and I love everybody who loves everybody, but when Donald Trump came into office and he passed that law where the banks needed to be able to report any suspicious activities, and really it was for trafficking, human trafficking, right?
Right.
I was at Exotica Miami, the last no, sorry, not the last but the one before the last one before, the whole COVID thing. And
Yes.
came home. I was, happy, did a lot of shoots. It was a great event. Um, and I went to go to my bank and I couldn't. My bank account was
Ah,
frozen because I had incoming, and I had had that bank account since I was 15 years old. But they froze it because I had suspicious activity coming into it from other countries. Well, we all know Pornhub and all of those guys, you're always going to get things coming in from the Czech Republic or,
yeah.
where Greece, wherever it may be. And so I lost almost $18,000. They didn't give it back to me. The feds investigated me for human trafficking. It was crazy. And I'm like, you're right. I do human traffic myself. I do porn for a living. I'm a porn star. What do you, yeah, if that's human trafficking,
And
you
we're
got
not
me.
being
Take
trafficked
me
for
to
that. We're
jail.
doing that willingly.
Right, exactly. Like I'm not doing anything illegal, but they came at me and said that, that's how much it cost them to investigate me. It was a mess. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, this was before Bitcoin really got big. And I was like, well, let me look into this cryptocurrency stuff. And I investigated it and I'm like, whoa, this is way too crazy. I don't understand this crap. I'm not going near it. And then next thing I know, I ended up with Bitcoin and I love it. I profited on it. But I have friends that have really done well.
What did you buy Bitcoin at? What was the price?
Uh Gosh, it was under $1 when I bought it.
Oh,
So
wow.
um
Jeez. Girl, you're
yeah.
up.
Yeah, when I
You
got
held
it,
on to that crypto.
yeah, when I
You are
got it, it
up.
was like I think it was like 40 48 or 58 cents. I don't remember when I got it.
Woo.
So
Oh my God. And I thought I got into Bitcoin really good. I got in at what? 8,000? $8,000 and I thought I was doing great. All right. That is amazing. Are you even looking into any other crypto? What about
So
Ethereum?
I really no, I am. Obviously, there's like a situation going on with Bitcoin right now, and I'm not. A lot of people have said you should sell, you should pull out, whatever, and I'm not pulling out. I don't pull out. No, I'm just joking. uh, but
Wink wink guys.
right, wink, wink. Um, but yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I mean, the worst is I lose the money, but the best of the best is maybe I could become a millionaire, and I mean, my mindset, $1 million equals more money in this industry for me because I'm going to do more productions, more, whatever. So, but I am looking into it because of this industry, because I really feel like, we're taking a turn towards that. And so, yeah, when the time comes and the right one comes along, I definitely plan on purchasing more.
Yeah, I think that crypto is definitely something the adult industry needs, and more. I am going to be pulling girls onto crypto platforms because that is the way. I think that we need to be thinking decentralized. We need to be thinking, Visa and MasterCard cannot hold all of the power in what we create, what content we put up, where we put up our content, those things, and those are
Right.
all dictated by that.
Right. We're hostage. I mean, basically, we are completely hostage by them. And MasterCard proved that already. So,
Yeah, we are dealing with that battle. But yeah, so question number 4. What is the best thing you like about working in the adult industry?
honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love sex. That's why I do it. That's like one of my favorite things.
Don't we
But I would say a second thing is the camaraderie. Yes,
Yes.
right? I will not turn down a good, no, I'm just joking. But camaraderie. I have to say camaraderie. I have met some of the most amazing people that have become more family to me than my own family. And the camaraderie, the sisterhood, the brotherhood of this industry, people think that we're like at each other, and that's just not it. We are just the opposite of that. We take care of each other, we help each other. I can't tell you how many people, I have referred to different production companies, or whatever the case may be, or said, hey, you need an extra person here, let me call this person because they're close by. I just feel like we take care of each other, and to me, I really love that, because you don't find that anywhere in corporate America. Everybody's trying to cut everyone's throat. So we're a unique industry, and that is my favorite thing about it.
I totally agree. I think that the most non-judgmental people I've ever met was in the adult industry, and
Yes,
I guess it's because we get judged so much.
exactly. We don't judge past, present, future. We don't care. We give advice. I mean, it's just awesome. I can't say enough.
Same, same. So, question 5: what is the first thing that you like to do when you wake up?
Okay, so you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but it's make my bed.
That's
I read when
okay.
I was like 15 years old. Seriously, I do it because I read when I was like 15 years old, that million and billionaires, the first thing they do to discipline themselves is wake up and make their bed as soon as they get out of bed every morning. And so before I go to the bathroom, before I brush my teeth, before I do anything, I make my bed, unless somebody else is in it. But if I'm the only one in it, that's the first thing I do. And usually the other person's up anyway. I don't let people sleep too long, if you know what I mean.
I totally know what you mean. have a little, morning help.
Right.
That's
I call it my protein shakes, my morning protein shakes.
and they say it's good for the skin. The people in here, y'all know what we're talking about.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
So, speaking of that, what is the most awkward thing that's happened to you while you were on set?
Oh gosh, the most awkward thing. Oh, I have had so I think I accidentally posted that I was shooting a scene somewhere, and I don't know, like I posted a picture like at the location, and on Instagram it'll say where you're at. And
Yes.
then also I didn't turn off the location on my Snapchat, on my premium Snap. No, young then, I didn't know any better, and so um I had like a whole group of fans like walk into this restaurant that we had rented for the shoot, and it was that was a little awkward to explain to the producer. Oh, I'm sorry, I have like 26 people walking in right now. I don't know any of them. But yeah, that was a little awkward. We were right in the middle of shooting, like, and then they all just walked in, they were watching, and I was like, wow, okay, this is scary. But it was cool. I mean, they all left very cordially, understanding. But I probably would have took the same opportunity if I was a fan too.
Yes, definitely. All right, give us one more awkward one. I like that one.
That's right. So one more awkward one. So I was doing I um had a weird scene that I was doing outside one time, and it was on private property, but the fencing wasn't like privacy fence, it was chain link fence in Miami. And next thing I knew, here come like the police, and they didn't stop us from doing the scene. They actually sat there and watched.
Really? Oh God, I've had the peeping
Yeah, so that
toms
was a little
too.
bit weird.
How
Right.
often is it that you get peeping toms? Do you stay anywhere that you get a whole bunch of them?
I don't know. I don't really pay attention too often. I have a lot of people recognize me, but peeping toms, that was an interesting event for me.
Well, I definitely could see. I've had a few peeping toms myself, and usually it's like that, just some rando weirdo.
Yeah,
So
that's okay. Everybody has a thing, I guess.
everyone has their own things. Maybe the consent part I would have liked, but I guess beggars can't be choosers, right?
Right. Exactly.
I love it. So we're going to move on to the fan questions now, and I'm excited because they picked some really cool
Okay.
ones. So the first one we're going to do is from Handtick3 in the Telegram room. If you could change one thing in the industry, what would it be?
Oh,
How
the
about this?
stigma
Can
of
you
it.
give
Like
me
the way,
three things you would change in the industry?
okay, one of them would be that the stigma of it, like the way people view the industry and who we are as people, because we're like everybody else. We're just not afraid to let the world know how we are. I mean, really, um, the second thing I would change, would probably be how strict the government is on us. Um, and it just seems like they're getting worse with that. And the third thing I think I would change, I think it would be the per, the perception of what you have to look like to be in this industry. You know, I think that's changing a little bit, but I think that it has a long way to go. And I think that that is something that makes a lot of men and women not feel confident about themselves. Um, but they don't realize that, like you said, there's somebody for everybody. Like we don't have to look a certain way. We don't have to. There's different websites for everybody. So those would be the three things that I would change about it.
I totally agree. I think that I shoot a lot of mainstream, and I see some of it changing. Um, do I see it changing as quickly as it should? No, because I do think that companies still like to pick and choose who they would have sex with, not who the fans are looking at,
Right.
or what sells. Um, and they will shoot a girl if she sells, but they more so like to shoot girls that they would see themselves sleeping with, you know? And even if you don't
And
think
that's
that you
exactly right.
exactly. And I think that even if you don't think that you can sleep with me, there's people who will sleep with me, and you can make money off of them, right? So I think more and
Right.
more the industry is like learning that type of thought process. Like, okay, we can make money off of all girls, and yeah, I think that that's a thing. I want to know, would you ever, considering how strict the rules are getting for adult workers in the United States, would you ever consider moving?
Um, so shooting overseas, absolutely. I do it and I've done it, but moving overseas to do it, no, I wouldn't. I would keep fighting for it in the US because I think that we deserve it just as much as everybody else. And just, it's like a lot of, not to compare it to other movements, but I think the strength of other movements, just like the strength of those movements where you can't give up. It's the same for us. We can't give up because once we start giving in, we're screwed at that point. If we don't keep fighting for what we do and for what we believe in and what it stands for, then we might as well just hand it over. And I don't feel like that's what we need to do. I feel like we as an industry and community need to fight for it because the people that are telling us not to do it are the people buying it. And I know that for a fact. So
I agree. I think also too, we are so much more progressive than certain countries, and I think that that is because we've chosen to stick with it. We've chosen to to fighting and continue to make it safer and more legal here in America, just like it is in Canada and Australia and in other places, right? And I think it's gonna take. I think it's not about safety anymore for Americans and why they don't do it anymore. I think it's about money and monetizing it and how they can
mhm.
monetize it in order to make as much money as they can want to make off of it, right? And then once they decide on
Right,
how they
exactly.
want to do that, then we'll move forward. Do you think that that sounds right?
No, that's absolutely right. And it's like I said, it's no different than other movements going on, the marijuana industry. If you look at the other industries that are controversial, we're right there with them. And so it's like you said, it's all about their money. It's not about people spending money or what we do or where it's seen. Because there are teenagers out there doing way worse than I'm doing, to be honest with you. I've seen some TikToks and some, YouTubes and stuff of 13, 14, 15-year olds that put things out there that's way more advanced than what they should be doing at their age. But, like you said, until they can figure out how to make money off of us, because there are people in our industry that don't pay taxes, that don't,
Yeah.
that don't do what they're supposed to do. But that's everything. That's everything in the world. Waitresses, bartenders, dancers, government. There are people out there everywhere not paying their taxes. So don't point the finger at us. There's more of us that do that than that don't.
Then
So
don't. And once again, it's more preference. I think that it's hard for society to let women have full autonomy over their bodies. And I think that more and
oh
more
yeah, for
women are
sure.
choosing to do those things like OnlyFans and things like that. And it's kind of like being forced in their face, like we can do these things and be perfectly fine, right? And so hopefully we'll see a change. Like I think we'll see a change more in just letting us kind of do what we want. But America's in a really crazy time as far as women's bodies right now.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah. And I don't think we're trying to push the me movement or any of that kind of stuff. I think we're just trying to show them that you know and I'm not saying I'm out there trying to, lift a 7,000 pound weight like the 250 pound muscle man next to me can do. But what I am saying is that I may not be able to lift it up, but I'll still figure out a way to move it. You know what I mean? So give us that respect. Give us the respect that we 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 do have control of our own bodies. We're not. I mean, okay, taking this liberally, we're not slutty or sleazy. We're not out in the street like flashing our boobs at everybody or our crotch, and you know what I mean. We're in a business. We enjoy it. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But if you don't love what you do, why do you do it?
Yeah, I totally agree.
So,
I was wondering, you were saying we were talking a little bit about certain categories not getting as much film time, not getting booked as much. What are categories you think need to be upheld more and like uplifted more?
so, it changes, and as well as I do, the big category of the week changes every week.
Yeah.
I mean, we even have a website, the Porn Dude, that puts it out there, like who's number one, what to shoot the most. But I think everybody has kind of taken their turn in that. But I think that the more underground type of things, there's a lot of interracial, there's a lot of boy girl, there's a lot of different things going on. But I mean, I will be very honest with you. Um, I feel like men are not getting enough attention in this industry. And so I feel like, for us, we could shoot any kind of fetish and it would sell through the roof, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I feel like men don't have that ability. They don't have the ability to express themselves in those manners as much as we do because people, like you said, they don't think it's going to sell. So they don't do it. The production companies don't put it out there. They don't think a man's feet are going to sell. They don't think they'd be surprised. It's like I always say, if you have a glory hole and you stick something through it and you don't know what's gone on the other side, you still love it. You know what I mean? You just you don't know whether it's a male or female
Trademark
over there,
that
but it still feels
slogan.
good. Your body still likes it. So so that's how I feel about men in the fetish industry. I feel like that doesn't get enough attention and it needs to be exploited a little more.
You know what's so interesting? I actually really never thought about it. I always thought about the industry being catered to men in general, but not really catered to them on a fetish end. Like catered to them, yeah, like getting their dick off, yeah, but not really catering to them on like if they were looking for fetishes, like. And I think honestly, I'm seeing more and more girls do the niche markets because of that, because the guys want to see girls with pretty feet and like girls that want to just massage their balls or whatever their little small fetish is. I think that more girls are trying to at least
Right.
pay attention to it more, or just in general. I think more men are buying that type of content. I noticed like using mini vids and stuff like that. I always know better what's selling versus OnlyFans because it'll tell you, okay, this is your video that's in this category and it's selling, versus OnlyFans is kind of like, okay, you don't know on there what they like unless they like it or retweet it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's It's gonna get better, hopefully. Girls like you, we want women like you
I think it
out.
will. I think we're evolving. Well, I won't quit pushing for it. I mean, we're evolving slowly but surely, like you said, and we just have to keep pushing for it. That's all.
I agree. I agree. So, Super Synced asked, "What's the first NFT you'd like to make?"
Uh, so honestly, my first NFT that I would like to make would have to do with me being a submissive to another female. And the reason why is because you're not going to really see that anywhere at all.
It's true.
I am a very dominant woman. I'm, 5'8.5". I weigh 165 pounds. I got, a a 52-inch. My hips are 52 inches. My bust is a 38 double E. So I'm a stout woman, and so it's hard for me to be submissive to another woman. Men, no problem, because most of them are bigger than me. But women, it's hard, and so I think I'm really reserving NFT for that because I get asked for it a lot, and
Mm.
I don't do it, and that and a lot of feet stuff. I do a lot of fetish things, face sitting. Like you said, I have done ball busting, you name it, fetish wise. But feet fetish for me is very intimate, and so that's something that I do for customs mostly, but I don't really put it out there publicly. So NFTs for me are going to be me being submissive to a female, whether it's BDSM, whatever the case may be, and then also like a lot of foot stuff.
So, I have a question about the foot fetish thing. Okay, so I feel the same way about like my feet being a personal thing. I don't know why. I feel like my vagina can be something that's not as personal, but my feet are like super personal for me. Maybe because I,
Me too.
I don't know why. But I maybe because
I'm the
I paint
same
my
way.
own feet. I don't know.
No, I am. Look. We are on the same page with that. And the first time I ever had a man suck my toes was in the middle of a shoot, and I didn't know he was going to do it. And I swear, like this sensation that went through my body was insane. And I was like, "Oh my god, what are you doing? You're sucking my toes." And he's like, "Yeah, you don't like it?" I'm like, "No, I love it. What are you talking about?" But it was just, I felt like I should have been doing it behind, like in my bedroom, like with somebody more intimate. You know what I mean? It was weird for me. And so I just really reserved foot stuff for people that love it and are more intimate about it. And, because it really is an intimate fetish. And so,
That's what it is like for me, like with anal. I'm like, I feel like anal is like a personal thing. And it's not like if I'm going to sell it, I guess I'll only sell it as an NFT. It's not on any of my OnlyFans or mini bids. You can't find it like that way. So it's like, if I am gonna sell it, I guess I'll sell it as like a limited edition NFT, but it's so personal for me. So I'm actually curious. When you're
um,
filming, what's your no list?
um, so obviously minors, animals. Um, I don't do anything that has to do with like asphyxiation.
Okay.
Like I don't mind choking. I'm okay with that. Like, please do that. I love that. But I
Will
don't like
you will
people
you
do like
sit
the,
on a guy face?
oh yeah, it's me. I don't care if they're suffocating. I don't want
Oh.
to. No, I'm fine with that. Anal, I'm fine with. I mean, I have done some crazy gangbangs. I've done all girl gangbangs with 3 dildos in my butt at one time, and in my ass at one time. So I've done some really. I've done some crazy gang. I've done triple, quadruple penetrations. I'm fine with all of that. Like me, I'm like known as like the gangbang and anal queen. So, um, besides squirting, like I mean, I'll flood a room in 2 seconds. um, yeah, just like really asphyxiation, scat, animals, and minors. That's pretty much my list.
I love it. My no list
Besides that, I'm all
is,
game. Let's do it.
I don't know. I guess my no list, I don't want to be spit on. Is that weird? I'd
I've
want
done
people
that.
to
I've never
spit in
been.
my mouth, but I don't
But
want
I
people to spit
it.
on me.
I did a blow thing where they were spitting on me. Like it was a really rough, like ferocious. blow bang, like very rough. And I didn't think I would like it either. And the first person to ever do it to me, and I'm going to call him out, I love him to death with all my heart. He's like one of my favorite people to shoot with, is Richard Mann. And he was the first person to spit on me. And at first I was like, oh my God, he just spit on me. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't too bad. Kind of turned me on a little bit. And the blow bang just got more ferocious from there. And I mean, next thing I know, they were all sitting on me, and I didn't mind it, but I guess it's situational, really. So
Yes, I'll spit. How about this? I'll spit on myself and like rub it in. I'm like into that. But like soon as it's someone else's spit, it's so weird. Like bodily fluids for me, it's weird. It's like I'll do the whole semen thing, but then I'm like weird about people spitting on me. So I think it's like just so I don't know. It's just so
it's
weird
okay.
for me. But I love it.
Well,
Richard
people,
Mann,
it's a
that's
respect
so
thing
funny.
too. Oh, I love him. He is amazing. Amazing. An amazing talent, an amazing person. He's just
Yes.
awesome.
He is great. I have a question. What is you've shot scenes, mainstream scenes, am I correct? Or do you do only just like OnlyFans content creations?
Oh no. No, I've shot memes also. I've shot for let's see, I've shot for my very first mainstream scene was with Black Bachelor. I've shot with Bang, I've shot with oh my God. I've shot with so many different companies to name them all. Plumper Pass with BBC
Gotta love
Only.
Plumper Pass. I know who that is.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're a lot of fun to be on set. I can't do for them anymore. I'm not. I used to be I was a BBW. I was much bigger when I first got into the industry, and now they tell me I'm a skinny girl. I can't shoot for them anymore. I'm not a skinny girl, but so yeah, I've shot a lot of mainstream, and I enjoy mainstream. But just the control of having my own company, you can't beat that. So
Yes, and I think also too, you just having control over the content you shoot is like the biggest thing for me. Like if I didn't like my makeup for this scene, okay, great. I don't have to put it up, versus if I've shot for a company and they've
right,
paid me, I
exactly.
don't have any jurisdiction over if I like the scene or not. And I think in
None at
general,
all.
just us
Right.
owning our content, it's good for us to know what we're getting paid. We get to see how many people actually own this content, especially with NFTs. You get to see how many owners there are, and just how much previous things sold for, and just all of that. I think it's just so much
Oh
easier
yeah.
to monetize when you have your own stuff.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. So Adam01 said, do you prefer making OnlyFans content or regular industry films?
So kind of leading up the question that you just asked me, I like both equally. And I love owning my own content. I love coming up with my own concepts and my own designs and my own scenarios and scenery. But I always give every company mainstream that I shoot for 1,000%. And so I enjoy shooting with them. Again, the camaraderie with the new talents that I get to meet and work with. What I learn on set is just amazing because there's always new cameras and lights, and I pay attention to everything when I'm on set. And so the owners of the companies, the mainstream companies I shop for, like just getting to know them and their mindset. And it's, the misconception is that we show up, like we get naked and we screw. No, that's not how it works. Like we talk to people, like there's a little bit, there's talking, we get to know each other. It's not like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been on sets like that, but for the most part, it's hard for me to say that because it's equal. I love owning my own content. I love being able to give it to my fans, but I will promote any company that I ever worked for 1,000,000,000%. They could send me footage of you and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna put it up everywhere, every single social media I own, so I like them both equally for sure.
I think, people don't realize how much of a family community the adult industry is, especially if you're shooting mainstream, because we all see each other on set all the time. It's like you're shooting with the same people, the
Hmm.
same production teams, the same companies all the time. So we actually really form these bonds where we're actual friends. We actually hang with each other outside of sets. And I think, people oftentimes just kind of think like it's some sketchy, situation, but really it's very professional. And, I love being on set. And then I'm an all pink girl and stuff. So I like to make my own content for that reason. So I definitely understand, like, it's like 50-50 in a sense for me too. Yeah. So you actually answered our question 10, which was from Essential, which was who got you into crypto? And you said someone got you into crypto, or you were kind of thrust upon it. Was a fan someone who got you into crypto, or how did that work?
It was. And thank you, Ken. I love you. It was a gift to me. And so, not just the crypto, but the knowledge behind it was a gift. He, taught me about having my own crypto wallet. He, taught me about, I mean, just everything in general. And to this day, he sends me YouTube videos and I mean, you name it. And because of him, I was able to pass that knowledge on to some of my friends that are not in the industry also. And I will tell you, one of them has made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so it was a fan that got me into it. It was a fan that gifted it to me, not just the currency itself, but also the knowledge behind it. And for me, the best gift you can ever give to me is knowledge. Teach me how to do it. Don't just give it to me, but teach me how to do it if it's something that I can grow and learn with. And so, um, by far, I always I would encourage my fans all the time, like, when it's birthdays, holidays, and they're like, "Oh, what do you want? What's your wish list?" I'm like, "Cryptocurrency." It's like my new thing, like buy give me money, but
That's
in this
me.
way that I can make more money. You don't have to give me $1,000, but give me something where I can make $1,000. So it's that, or do you know anything about it? Like, teach me more because there's so much to learn. I am by far not an expert. I'm definitely a novice in it still, but I'm learning a lot every day by it. YouTube University.
I was about to say, what YouTube do you, if any, YouTube channels, or do you find that you find most of your crypto information from YouTube, social media like Twitter or Instagram, or your fans?
Um, so my fans teach me a lot. And then the funny thing is an ex-boyfriend is a international investment banker. And he has, I told him, like, when I first found out about Bitcoin, I told him about it. And he actually is the one that invested in it and made a ton of money. But because he lives that life and he's in the industry and the whole investment and he actually has his own investment channel and everything. He is constantly emailing me now, giving me information on top of, helping me learn the next best thing to go into or what to, look into when it comes to cryptocurrency. So, him and my fans definitely are the ones that have taught me the most about it.
I love it. I love it. So we are coming to where we get to pick the winner. Beautiful Selah Rain has picked this awesome winner for the $1,000 in what, teas? Correct. So it is Food Spec. And the question is, I'm interested in your
Yay!
opinion of the use of NFTs as keys for platform access. Whilst owning an NFT means you own the content, could we see owning an NFT of a specific adult content creator as a key that would unlock access to a future library of content? For example, instead of paying a monthly subscription to access OnlyFans, verifying ownership of an NFT piece also provides access to that content or special content just for NFT purchases. So basically, he's asking, what do you think about there being a way for you to get a special key once you buy an NFT that unlocks special content?
Yes, and that's an amazing question and concept all in one because
Yes.
I
Thank you,
truly
Fruit
believe
Spec.
that if you're purchasing my NFTs, yeah, um, I feel like you're investing in me and you're a true fan. You're a collector. And so I do feel like people that purchase NFT, or at least my NFTs, do deserve that special privilege. They do deserve to have um, a special site that they can go to that only has um, certain footage or content on it, exclusive maybe to them, to their specific, say they purchased an NFT that had to do with me and another girl doing a BDSM thing, and I was decided she was, the primal on it. Why they should have a special site that they can go to where they can see um, little clips of me doing those types of footage, even if not for a lifelong, but at least have a 6 month membership or a 3 month membership or something like that, and then have the option to go into it further if they want to, as far as a subscription. But it can only be subscribed to by people that have purchased NFT after they get their trial to get in. But yes, that's an amazing concept and an amazing question all in one. And I definitely think that his idea it's just an immaculate idea. It's awesome.
Do you think so? If, say, OnlyFans were to start taking crypto as a form of payment, do you think that you would switch over to taking crypto solely, or would you kind of use USD and crypto?
So I would use both. And the reason why is because crypto isn't understood enough by everybody on how to get it yet. And I feel like I would be cutting off my fan base and limiting that. And my goal is to increase it and expand it even to countries that aren't allowed to purchase adult industry content. And that's why a lot of my websites, even my main website, I am Selah Rain, it doesn't say anything about triple X. It doesn't say anything about porn. And I did that on purpose because once you put that in there, you limit immediately who can go onto your site and who can go into it. And so until the government tells me that I can no longer use USD currency, then I'm going to continue to use that, but definitely expand into crypto because I think it protects my fans financially and also protects their privacy.
Agreed. Do you think that what do you think needs to happen in order for mainstream adoption of crypto in the adult space?
I think that somebody needs to invest in. We've had a lot of people. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've had a lot of people pop up with their little cryptocurrencies here and there, right? So some of them have been personal friends of mine. I know that have made their own cryptocurrency. They've been slightly successful with it, but I don't think. I think it takes a lot of financial backing to really start a cryptocurrency and be able to adopt the concept, put it into play, and continue to push forward and have enough people behind you, also promoting it and pushing it to actually grow and expand for people to start adopting it, right? Because we're humans, and so we all go with the masses. And so until that mass is formed for everybody to start following, it's just going to fall apart. And so I think that once there's a company that can do that, that can have their cryptocurrency and be able to build a mass behind it, and have the ability to do the marketing, the financial backing, have enough people with notoriety be able to push it for them. Um, I think that that's when it will be adopted by mainstream. And I honestly, and my strong feelings, feel like we might have a company right here that's going to do it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that's.
It's
I
not
mean,
just
I've
you,
done a lot of
it's all of
research.
us.
On it.
Tease is definitely in the
Good, good,
forefront of it all.
good. Team Tease, right?
Team
Team Tease.
Tease all
We
the
have T-shirt,
time.
Team Tease.
No worries. We'll get you some
Yes.
t-shirts, some merch, everything coming your way. Thank you so much, Selah Rain, for
Yes.
sitting
I
and
mean,
taking the time talking to us.
no problem. And thank you so much. You are such a beautiful person. I'm a fan, just to let you know. Um,
Aww.
and thank you, T, for having me. I mean, it's amazing. So I really enjoyed this. Thank you, fans. I'm going to join the community, and I'll put all my information out there where everybody
Yes.
can find me and talk with me directly if they choose to. And everybody just enjoy the rest of your day and pay for porn.
Yes, Selah, go ahead and give them your social media if you want to give them some websites to find your stuff. And then we're going to go ahead and text Selah Rain's address in the Telegram room so you guys can go ahead and tip her.
Yes, for sure. So you can find me on Instagram. It's Selah Rain, so Selah Rain. And then it's the number three, the letter X. You can find me actually you can find me everywhere that way, just about, except for Twitter, it's just the number three. So it's my name, Selah Rain, and then the number three, the letter X. Except for on Twitter, it's just the number three, no X. And then
All right.
I do have a website. My website, yes, my website is iamcelerain.com.
IamCelerain.com. You guys got that? And we are going to make sure to put her address into the Telegram room. Once again, thank you so much again, Selah Rain, for being on here. We will have more of these coming, hopefully. And I am your crypto kitty, Lacey London, with Tease, and we are out. Good night.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Lacey. Thank you, Tease.